What's up, everybody? So here is the deal. It's kind of crazy. I've got to do a water change on this tank. I've got 2 lights on it. I'm trying to grow the algae. These guys are doing good. However, I lost a fish. I came home from a trip. There was one sitting up there. I went to go grab something, which was probably about 2 hours later because I was unpacking and getting stuff situated, and it was gone. I looked in here, I looked in the tubing, in the sump, it's not there. These bad boys have murked somebody, and I have no idea who it is, but this is looking extremely lush. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it is absolutely divine. All 3 frogs are doing well, as stated before. Come back, light. And honestly, this tank has got my heart. I know Malawi has got most of yours, but this tank right here, look at it. It's just doing stuff on its own level. The fish are filling in, everything's looking great. I just got done doing a review on the Sun HW3000. It's an unboxing, you'll be able to check that out soon. But I wanted to talk to you about something. This is going bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes, this is going bye-bye. All of it but the fish as of right now. And here's why. Most of you know that I stay pretty connected to the hobby. I talk to folks, maybe about fish, may not be about fish. I'm not gonna use his name, but I'm gonna give you this. He had reached out to me a while ago talking about fish, talking about stuff, and not once did he mention any of his circumstances, not one time. So me, just talking, I noticed that he may have been in the military. And when we were talking, he says, yeah, I'm currently in the Air Force. And I said, oh man, I really appreciate that. Thank you for your service. And I'm paraphrasing here because I don't have it in front of me, but he then proceeded to tell me thank you and things like that, which still to this day is very uncomfortable, but I have to understand that that comes with wanting to communicate with people on a different level. However, he was telling me that, now I don't live a perfect life. I don't. I have my own problems. I have my own things that I deal with. I have my own demons. At the end of the day, I am human just like you are. I just keep fish and put it in front of a camera, just like some of you do. But this guy was different than a lot. I've been told a lot of great stories over time, and that's what's really kept me doing what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, he said that I was his light in his dark times. And he'd been going through a lot of dark times, and I didn't want to pry, but I said, hey, what's going on? First of all, I didn't think I could be that for somebody, but what is happening? And what he said next opened my eyes. You see, this gentleman was going through chemo. He had a form of cancer. While not the worst form of cancer, is still cancer. But he didn't complain. He talked about the Air Force, he talked about chemo, but more importantly, he talked about his support system around him. He talked about how hard he worked every day he got out of chemo. Did you know that while he was going through chemo, this same person went to a trade school, to learn power line poles, sitting in cherry pickers, going up and down. After chemo, most of us can't do something the night before and let loose and get up the next morning without complaining. Yet this person was knowing that he was gonna lose his career in the Air Force. He was going through chemo to get rid of cancer, and yet he was still going after the future. I don't think you're grasping this on the level in which it is. So I'm not gonna get even deeper into it. The dude's beat cancer. He's out of the Air Force. He has now gotten an internship with one of the largest power companies in his area. Folks, we don't see this on the news. We don't see it published on social media. We don't share it. We don't like it. We don't comment on it because it's not clickbaity. It's not drama. But this is true inspiration. One person going through a very, very tormenting time in his life, and he chose not to complain about it. Now, I'm not saying that you watching right now are not going through your own struggles, because we all process it in a different way. However, I'm just giving you a piece that it is okay to struggle, but more importantly, it is okay not to complain. So this gentleman had said he was looking to upgrade his tank, and he wanted to get into none other than Tropheus. And you know that I love Tropheus, so I perked up and said, well, you know, what other tanks do you have, et cetera, et cetera. And he said, I don't have the abilities right now to do that. My wife, who has stood by his side through chemo, has done all of these amazing things. But at some point, your significant other puts their foot down and says, no more aquariums. And he only has one, but he said, I think this would look great in our downstairs area, but I have to get rid of my 75 first. Bing! Light bulb goes off. I eventually wanted to get rid of this anyways for the really cool project here, which I can talk about after this. So I'm gonna bring that to him. That's it, plain and simple. I'm gonna load it up one weekend, I'm gonna put it in a car, and we're gonna drive it to him. Why? Because I feel compelled to do it. Because I want to do it. Because it brings me joy to see something that, yeah, I put together. I had to talk to Universal Rocks just to make sure it was okay, because that background was given to me to do the testing and things like that. And so Universal Rocks is all on board with giving him that background as well. So we're gonna drive it up to him. I'm trying to recruit Ben from Universal Rocks to come with me. Whether he can or not is up to his schedule. But I'm gonna drive it up to where he lives. I'm gonna help him set it up. And then he's going to enjoy a tank he can put Tropheus in, or he can continue to keep the fish he has now and maybe watch them grow in a much better environment. So folks, if you're happy, if you feel compelled to do something, don't think about it. Just do it. I know that's a coined term and it's trademarked, but really it's just about doing it. If you see something and you know you can help and you want to help, but you're hesitating, why are you hesitating? Let's think about the hesitation, not the actual thing you're trying to do. And if the hesitation is just because you feel embarrassed maybe that you're helping somebody, drop it and go help. He didn't ask for this. He doesn't necessarily want me to do this, but I want to do it. I think it's the right thing to do for somebody who has supported me and has given me information that really lifted my spirits when he didn't have to tell me, but he chose to, and I'm choosing to do this. So this will go probably by the end of May, but it is going to a better home, and I've already talked to him a little bit, and we will film some of those things so that you can see them, and I think that would be really neat for you folks to see this happening in the world, because it's not always bad. But let's talk about what's happening here. So as you know, I wanted to remove this, but it wasn't remove it, it was move it here to here. So this goes, yes, this moves to here, but what is going here? That is the idea, I don't know yet. The thought is a rack, a built rack, where I could put 3 or 4 vivariums on each top and bottom, maybe 2 aquariums or 1 aquarium, but that would be the ideal for this space. I can move that into that space, and then ultimately get way more glass boxes in here without taking up nothing but ceiling space and not ruining the floor space. So great idea, maybe, but let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, tweeting. You know the drill. Subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. I appreciate all your support. You know what's next.